Hello, it's Alicia with Ali.plans.cuteness, and I am here today to share with you my Strawberry Shortcake swap. So this is going out to Meekaboo32. I forget who hosted it because it's a one-on-one swap. I'll have to put that in the comments, but I wanted to show you what I've made. This one was really fun, and I tried to do something a little different. So my partner, she said that, oh my gosh, what is her name? Orange Marmalade? Oh, I forget. But she said that she was her favorite character. And so I had seen this at Five Below, and this was before she and I were partnered up. And I was like, oh, this is so cute, but I don't know if people like the other characters, if they're just expecting Strawberry Shortcake. And so when she said that this was her favorite, I was like, oh, I got you. So I got her this little like pillow plushie that I think is super cute. And then I have some other fun goodies. It was hard to find a lot of the orange marmalade. Again, if I'm getting her name wrong, sorry. But it was hard to find a lot of the stuff for her. It was mostly, obviously, Strawberry Shortcake herself. But I did what I could. So I got these pencils. And then these are all strictly Strawberry Shortcake, so I just thought this was fun with the little berry on top, so the 10 colored pen. I don't always love the ink in these, but they're fun. They definitely like bring me back to childhood. And then a couple sticker packs, so there's these Scratch and Stiff stickers. And then there's these like holographic ones, and these have a variety of the characters. So they have her girl plus all the other ones. And then this one, which I also used in my tag flip, I thought this was just super fun. So they're like little shaker confetti stickers. And again, they've got a bunch of different characters. Excuse me. So I used that as kind of the basis for my tag flip. And then just some other fun little things. So I found this to go with the orange, since I couldn't find that much orange stuff. I thought this was cute, this little orange juice packet with stationery in it. And I had seen this at Target before. I'm not going to pull the tab because I don't want to run the battery, but it lights up. I thought it was the cutest thing. I got one for myself. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it, but it's so cute. And so I got this little strawberry light, and I think I got that before I was even in this swap. I was just like, somebody's going to do strawberries at some point, and so I need to get that. Same thing with these socks. And then they had these playing cards at Five Below also, which I thought could be fun to make little like tag flips or things like that. The one thing that I noticed when I opened mine, I ended up not using them because I thought like, oh, you could put them back to back and then they'd be double-sided, but they're shaped not perfectly evenly. So when you put them back to back, like the part of the card shows through. So I don't know, you could mount this on stuff though, or you could, of course, use them as actual cards. And then I have this adorable little basket that can hold all of the goodies. So we will start with that. So that's all the non-crafty stuff, the stuff that I got at store-bought. It's quite a lot, but it was just so fun. Like, I loved this. I love the fruity theme. And honestly, Strawberry Shortcake, I think she's adorable. But I've never been, like, growing up, I wasn't, like, I didn't dislike her, but I didn't, like, love Strawberry Shortcake. I was more into, Five Below also has Rainbow Bright and, like, Care Bears. Those were my thing. But I just wanted to do something with the fruity theme. So the requirements for the swap were a tag flip of at least 4 tags with goodies on the back, a sequin mix, a medium-sized angle with at least like 10 to 15 beads, I think I covered that, and a loaded cart. So we can start with the tag flip. So again, I feel like a lot of the Strawberry Shortcake stuff is always pink and red, and those are great colors, but I wanted to emphasize more of just like the different fruits, especially again knowing that orange marmalade was my partner's favorite. So and if I just keep saying her name wrong, I'm sorry, but so I put together this little ribbon tassel at the top, which she could of course take apart and actually use these. And then I made these jars, so I thought it would be really fun to have like a different fruit jar, so each character could be their own little fruit. So this is Strawberry Shortcake. Oh no, oh, I need to put a new gem there. Oops, I will take care of that in a minute. So this is Strawberry Shortcake. And then on the back of Strawberry Shortcake, I have this strawberry tulle that I got on Temu. And so I put some of that in there as a sample to use. The next one is Orange Marmalade. And it has their little pets too, which I thought was cute. And then on the back of her, I have some washi samples. I have a ton of washi. I feel like washi samples are like my go-to add-on because I have washi for like every occasion. So I've kind of started with all this. I mean, I've always been into crafting, but into like the online communities crafting world was really through like planning and journaling. So I have a ton of like stickers and washi tape from that, and I still do that. But I've shifted more into like these different kinds of crafts. And so, I don't know, I just think it's fun to share. I feel like a lot of the washi tapes that I have in the journal planning community, people are very familiar with them. It's kind of like in the paper craft community, people know like the KS Craft Dies or the Echo Park paper. And so I just think it's fun to like cross those worlds and maybe give people something that they, if they're not in like the scrapbooking, or not scrapbooking, like the journal planner community as well, they might not be as familiar with them or might not have them already. This is, I think her name is Yellow Meringue. So again, got the little shaker stickers, all the little flowers, and the flower die is, I think it's the newest one from KS Crafts. And so I thought it was really fun. I watched some videos and people used it in a whole bunch of different ways to get different looks. So there was like bending the flowers, there was like curling the flowers, alternating them. There was like this, where they're all the same. So it's a really fun die because there was a lot of options. And then I ink blended around the edge of the little labels and the jars. On the back of her, we have some little, I made some little bag toppers. Some of them I decorated and some of them I did not. I thought they were so cute. They're so teeny. This was my favorite. I thought it turned out really cute with the little bow and the lemon. And then there's this one, which is very Strawberry Shortcake. And I put, for both of these, I used like Nuvo drops around the edge. And then I have this one with a little fruity trim. I had originally put this around my cart, but then I decided I didn't like it, so I pulled it off. So I used it on my bag. And then I have two that are just like plain, that could be decorated. So those are the little bag toppers that I made. Favorite one back up in front so it can be the star of the show. Oop, there we go. And I did put little stickers, so in the back, I haven't really been showing that, but I put little pockets on the back and used some puffy stickers. So there's this one, right, there's the washi tape one, and there's the Strawberry Shortcake one. And then this is the last one. I do not know his name. It's the boy. I'll show you on the front. But these are some of these bags. I got these bags to package things in, and so I gifted some of those to my partner as well. And then here is my last tag. I don't know what his name is, but I thought he was cute. I wanted something like, I wanted to stick with this pink, yellow, orange, red, green kind of color scheme. And so this was the closest I could get with his little like green scarf and his dog with the green stripes. So I was like, well, he can be on the green. I didn't want to put blue in there because there wasn't any in the collection I was using. And I wanted to stick with kind of these colors. So that is my tag flip. This was a lot of fun to make. Have to replace that little dot. The flowers do keep catching, so you have to be kind of careful with it. And I'll probably package it in this. I haven't done all the packaging yet. This is my sequin mix. So I put in, I'm sure a lot of us have these like fruit clay slices, so I put in different fruits. Again, I tried to pick the fruits that were within those colors, the pink, red, orange, yellow, and green. And then, oh, yep, I did try to put some sparkly diamond dots in there, but it looks like they just settled to the bottom. So, oh well. And then those little like shiny curls and some sequins to give it some shine there. So that is the sequin mix. This is my chunky dangle. This was so much fun to make. I'm still trying to figure out, whenever I make them, they always look funny to me. So then I hang like extra stuff off the end, which I don't feel like I see people doing a lot. So I don't know. I'm still learning how to make a good chunky dangle, but there's so much stuff. Ooh, this guy's stuck there. There's just so much stuff on here. So I have little strawberry charms. I have this. I wire wrapped the bead and put this yellow in the center. That's super fun. I've got some big focal beads with these little dangles, strawberries, these little plaid like wooden beads. I thought they were super cute. There's another one. I put little spoons because it's, you know, desserts. I was going to put more desserts on, but they just didn't quite, I don't know, I felt like they didn't quite fit the color scheme. And so I mostly stuck with fruits. But these little guys, this is a candy, right? The little bear and this little like, looks like a gummy heart. I got this guy with the butterfly. Yep, we looked at that one. Got the red bead and the strawberry. I put a couple of these focal beads in there just to kind of chunk it up because I thought they looked pretty. And then here's some more of those little balls with the clay bits, a bubblegum bead, and a strawberry, more of those round beads, stripey, some stars and cherries on the bottom. Here's another little candy. And then the balls, and then the strawberry with a charm and one of those dangles. So, definitely is chunky. I think it looks fun. So, and if my partner doesn't like it, then she can take it apart and have beads for days. So, but I think I'm really happy with how it turned out. So that's that. And then here is my cart. So this is the Scrap Diva cart. It does come with like wheels and you can make it like a pull cart. But instead I wanted to make it more of like a set stand. So I have the top can open and this little door here. So to put in top, we were supposed to make a loaded cart filled with goodies. So I made a bunch of these little words. I made 2 of each word. I have 3 different like kind of colorways here that I alternated. So that's these. And those are all going to go up in the top. Along with, I'm going to put my sequin mix up there. They said not to put like, it's not supposed to be stuffed with your requirements, but I think since it's not just my requirements, I think that's fine. Because there's a lot of other stuff in here too. But we're going to tuck those in. I'm going to have to like leave a note that this opens. Bottom's pretty obvious because of the handle. And then let's look at the cart. So I did magnet these. So the top you can hear it kind of clicks shut to keep it closed, and I magneted this as well. I actually started, you can see on the base, with a black base, partially because that's the thick cardstock I had, and partially because I was like, oh, this is really going to make the colors pop with this color scheme. But once I put it together, it just looked dreary, and so I was like, oh no, this is not good. So I thought about just completely remaking it, and then I was like, no, like, this cardstock is not nearly as sturdy as the black stuff, so then I just covered it. So I think it turned out okay with just the covering over it. And then I, used these little decorative elements. These came with the dies, and then these are like the KS Craft fruit dies. This was from the ephemera pack. This is like strawberry lemonade or something like that from, it's Cartabella. There's the other side, and then the front with, again, the fruit strands, and here's another one. And then this actually came from the rosette itself. I just got in the Easter basket swap, and then this is a sticker from the set that I put some of the crystal glaze from Nuvo over the top. And then this is also from the ephemera pack, and I just kind of popped it up on foam dots, although they're not really sticking well. It's also mounted on paper to make it kind of pop up a little bit, and put some Nuvo drops around it. So that's that. And then this, she was a little bit of work. So of course, like I said, I could only find big stuff that was Strawberry Shortcake. So I went online and tried to find a good picture that I could print. So I printed her out. I fussy cut her. She still felt kind of weak, so I put her on this like orangey yellow cardstock, and I fussy cut her again. And then she still felt kind of weak to me, so then I mounted her on this acetate, and now she seems pretty sturdy. So then I decorated her. I used like Nuvo drops on the flowers, and the crystal glaze on her little, like, not quite a bib, but her little decorative piece on top. Little like Nuvo drops here. I took a crystal, like the Jelly Roll, what is it called? Where is it? The glaze pens. You cannot see that because it's white on white, but I took these glaze pens, which this is a clear one, and it just leaves a tiny, you can kind of see this tiny, like, iridescent, or not iridescent, but like shiny, slightly raised layer. And so I thought that was cute to kind of emphasize her hair and her eyes. And so I'm really happy with how she turned out. And so I wanted this to be her cart. And that's why I didn't do like the other stuff, because I wanted it to just be like a standing fruit stand. And so this is her fruit stand. So inside you can open this little door, and I put her on here so that she wouldn't get like knocked off. So she just comes up at the door, and that's fine. And inside I put all these little bags. So I ended up getting the KS Craft stand just for these little bags, because I had a vision. I was like, I want to put these in there. I have a bigger size one of these that's kind of where I got the idea, because I've made little gifts for people before and stuck them in like different candies, but they were bigger, and so they didn't just fit in, like they just looked too big for this little stand. So I made these in all different little colors. They're on the bottom with some double-sided tape. Hopefully it's not too sticky, so she can get things out easily. But yeah, I used these 6 different colors. So there's the green, there's the yellow, and then the orange, red, this light green, and this turquoise. And inside each of these I put, again, to go with the fruit stand theme, a little fruity candy. So there's a little starburst in there, and then underneath, to pop it up, I tried to do 2 starbursts, but they stuck out a little too much. So instead, at the bottom of each, there's like a little silicone bead. So that's like an extra little bonus gift, plus it makes the candy kind of sit right on top there. So it's all different ones. I don't even remember all the beads. There's like a pink one. I think that's a wooden one, actually. But yeah, and then on some of them, not all of them, but some of them I put little puffy stickers on the front. And so that's the inside, and there's 12, so there's these 4, and then there's these 4 on this side, and then these 4 I just pulled out. And then just for packaging, I put some of this floofers, this strawberry tulle, I put that on top, just because I think, you know, the cart, obviously this is how it would look without it, but I didn't want stuff falling all over the place with shipping, and I didn't want to crush it, so I thought this was a good way to get those tucked in there. I don't even know. I tried to not have the same colors like right next to each other. Not like it matters that much, but it's a little tricky to get them in when it's full. There we go. I think that's easier. And there. There we go. That's just the corners. So stick them down on the tape so they don't move too much. So they're pretty set. And then put this in. And there we go. So that is my strawberry shortcake swap. It was so much fun to make. I hope my partner likes it. I didn't make a ton of extra like pieces, but I tried to be really like make all the pieces I did make very decorative and elaborate. So yeah, so I'm proud of how they turned out. So I've got the cart again, we've got the tag flip, we've got the sequin mix, and the little words are kind of an extra, and then the dangle, and then all the little store-bought goodies. So I hope my partner likes it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you next time. Happy crafting. Bye.